time to just chill out. Check this out.
The things that you get to see. We've had a huge argument in the plane.
Welcome to another episode of Winging It Down Under. Well, we've left Gulgong, we've driven through Dubbo, and we've managed to find a really nice donation camp. It's called Toongi Hall, and it's really lovely. It's $10 a night. There's flushing toilets here. There's no water or dump point or anything else really, but it's a lovely spot right by the river and a place where we can just chill out.
For a couple of nights.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of sightseeing. We've been to the zoo. We've done heaps. So it's time to just chill out for a while, and we're actually the only ones here. So
yeah, it's really good. And we're really only probably 15-20 minutes south of the Dubbo Zoo. So if you wanted to go, you could do the Dubbo Zoo from here, no problem at all. It's just up. We're on the road that goes through the zoo, right past the zoo.
Yeah.
So
and as you can hear, there's heaps of bird life.
Oh, heaps.
Cockatoos, king parrots, fairy wrens, all sorts of birds, kookaburras,
Yeah.
Lots of bird life here.
Yep. So no, it's quite good. It's all flat. There's heaps of room, like you get heaps of vans in here if you needed to, but like Danny just said, we're the only ones here at the moment camping. So
we did talk to the local farmer, and he told us that he does the mowing, so the grass is a bit long, but he's going to come and mow the lawn tomorrow, apparently.
Yeah, so he said.
So
he reckons he does it all the time. So
it's run by volunteers. So.
Yeah. But
Anyway,
but it's a great spot for just if you just want to kick back and relax for a couple of days. Magnificent.
Yeah. Good morning everyone. It's a beautiful day and we're having a day out today. We've camped up at a place called Alec Town. It's a recreational reserve.
Just north of Parks.
$10 a night. The caretaker comes around and collects the money in the afternoon. So of course we're in Parks, so what are we going to do?
We're going to go and have a look at the telescope.
The radio telescope,
Yep.
which should be really interesting. It's
And-
been there since 1961.
Yeah.
So still going. So
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah.
And we might even today, depending on how much time we spend at the telescope, we might go to the Air Museum as well.
Oh yeah.
Which
That's
is
open today.
Yeah, it's open today, so we might do
At the
that
airport.
today. Yeah, at the airport. So they have apparently it's very good. So
And the airport's got a bit of history to it, so I'm keen to delve into that and see what that was all about. So a bit of a big day doing the telescope and checking Parks out.
So we've arrived at the Parks Observatory, and the first thing you got to do as soon as you drive in here is you've got to turn your phones and anything like that off. You can't have that on here, obviously.
Yep.
Can't fly drones or anything around here, obviously. So
It's free to get in
free to get in.
as well.
So
So
we'll take you in and have a look.
we're the first ones here. We're keen.
First up, yep.
All right, let's have a look. And there she is. The dish. Oh, this is heritage listed in August 2020.
Well, that's good.
Hang on. In recognition of its contribution to the history of Australian astronomy and its association with the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969.
There you go.
That's cool.
Mm.
Check this out. This is really cool. The apple trees growing in our gardens are direct descendants of an apple tree that stood in Sir Isaac Newton's garden in Lincolnshire, England, and which is reputed to be the tree from which fell the apple that helped Newton to formulate his theory of gravitation. Around 1814, Newton's original tree was thought to be dying, so some of the wood was taken, propagated and distributed around the world. That is absolutely amazing. How cool is that? And they're the apple trees. Can't see any apples on it, but that's so good.
So I found another sundial here. This one looks, this is a precision sundial.
Right.
So it's actually got all the months written there, which you won't be able to see on the camera. And obviously you can see the shadow there. It's 8:30.
8:30.
Which is what it is. But there's very fine lines there on each one of the months, and that gives you the exact month and what time it is at that month.
Wow, how cool is that?
Yes.
This is awesome, this place. I haven't even gone in yet.
No. Yeah, we're just looking at this little map of like ball of the world here. That's where the sun finishes, sort of across there.
It's the exact match to where the sun is shining on the real Earth all day, all year, no adjustments.
Yeah.
So many cool things here. Western Australia is still in the dark.
If you look at it from here, like from here, you can actually see clearly, you can see the line of the shadow
Yeah.
where the sun is.
Right, let's go in. Been dithering around here for half an hour already.
So there's a lot of really educational things here for the kids to do. Puzzles and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's quite interesting actually.
It's very good.
Yeah, the kids would like it. So.
This is a replica of the control console from the movie The Dish.
Well, it's actually been donated to them. They donated this to the observatory after the movie was done.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So we've paid the, what was it? $10 each?
Yeah.
Something like that. And we're going to watch 3 movies about the telescope
Got your 3D glasses here.
in 3D.
Do they look trendy? Oh yeah, they work actually. They do work.
So how good is that?
Yeah, they work.
Look how big the screen is.
Yeah. That's nearly as big as the screen in that caravan, huh?
A little bit bigger. Nearly as big as our caravan, you mean? Anyway, it should be very interesting. The Parkes radio telescope received voice and video signals from the Apollo 11 moonwalk, which were redistributed to millions of viewers. The Parkes Observatory tracked all the other manned lunar landing missions following Apollo 11. For Apollo 13, this proved to be vital. After an explosion caused the spacecraft to lose power, the Parkes telescope was instrumental in picking up the very faint radio signals from the craft and helped save the mission from disaster. This is an old receiver cabin. Not a spacecraft, but a home for radio receivers. It used to sit above the dish and housed the sensitive radio receivers that detect radio energy from space. It was removed from the top of the telescope in 1995 and replaced with a much larger white cabin.
It's very interesting, this place.
It's very interesting.
So I always thought that that piece on top of the dish, the receiver,
Yeah.
was pointing up at the sky, but it's
Yeah.
actually not. That receiver is actually pointing down at the
Oh,
dish.
okay,
So
yeah.
it's just the dish that's pointing up at the sky, and the receiver looks down at the dish and picks up what
The signals.
the signal's coming into the dish. I thought it was the other way around. I
Yeah.
thought that thing was pointing up at the sky, but it's not. So travelling this country, the things that you get to see just in our country, and we've done hardly any of it yet, is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
It is,
And
really.
we've only done like this little tiny bit of Australia.
There's so much to discover and learn.
Oh, and so much more stuff to see. Like
Yeah.
we've just done this small part, and I can hardly remember so many things we've seen already.
Well, it's good we're documenting it
Well, that's right.
because
Yeah.
there's a lot. So Steve's going to the other dish over there. Quite a bit of a walk over there. And I'm going to this dish. So apparently if I whisper into this dish, Steve will be able to hear me, and vice versa. Oh, he's in there. He's in the dish. Right. Let's try it out. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. That's amazing.
How awesome is that?
Wow, I can hear you clearly. That's amazing, that is. Like a two-way radio. We'll get a couple of these for the van.
Well, you've got to come here and visit this place. It's absolutely fabulous.
That is quite amazing. Like that.
Yeah,
that
it's
would
clear
be,
as a bell,
Yeah,
isn't
that
it?
would be at least nearly the length of a football field apart, and you could hear each other clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm glad we saw that
Yeah.
before we leave.
yeah. Right.
Bloody
back-
awesome.
So onward to our next mission, which is
Coffee.
and breakfast.
And brekkie. By the way, they've got caravan parking areas here at the Parks Observatory. If you want to just come with the van and check it out
Yeah, just pull up and check it out, and
while
then you
you're on
can
the road.
keep going if you don't want to
Yeah.
stay somewhere.
So that's handy to know.
Yeah, it is handy. There's
Right.
plenty of room.
Now it's coffee and brekkie time.
Correct.
We're going to go into Parks and grab
Find a
something to eat. We might go to that Aviation Museum.
I think so. Yeah, we're going to have a look at the Aviation
While
Museum.
we're out and about.
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay.
Get something to eat first, and
I'm
another
hungry.
coffee.
I'm starving.
Yeah, get hungry yourself.
So we're in Parks, right next to the Sir Henry Parkes statue here. His most famous speech was that given at Tenterfield in 1889, which set in motion the popular movement of the Federation of the Australian States into one nation under one flag and one government. What a guy! He's
Yeah.
done a lot.
Yeah, legend. Turbine engine.
So these are where all the engines are here, including a 747 engine. Imagine flying one of these back in the day. Wow. So cool. Put yourself in.
Do you know what you're doing, honey?
No, I've got pedals here.
It's not a pedal car.
I'm trimming.
It's not a pedal car.
I think it's called trimming.
That's steering, I think.
No, that's a word for it. I think it's trimming.
No, I think you'll find that that works the tail rudder to steer left and right. That's
It's
your
like
trimming.
wings.
Up and pull back on that.
You do that when you're landing. You do. These are the gears. Compass.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with you on the compass.
Light switch.
Oh, headlight. Is that which one's the dimmer switch, honey?
Oh, I should have been a pilot.
I'm glad you're not.
I should have been a pilot.
Right, onwards and upwards.
Upwards.
So we've had a huge argument in the plane. No, we haven't. But Dina reckons those foot pedals are for up and down, and I reckon the foot pedals are for steering the plane.
No,
steering
up and
the rudder.
down is the steering wheel.
Yeah, but you said trimming, right?
Trimming, you use the pedals.
Well, to me, it might be trimming to go straight.
Let's
but
ask someone.
But I think that those two pedals run that back rudder.
All right, we'll ask someone. Both right.
No, we weren't.
Yes, we were.
I said that the foot pedals were for the tail rudder, and the hand controls were for the up and down, and that's exactly what they're for.
So we were just talking to one of the volunteers, and there's a few volunteers mingling around here. Anyway, this WWII plane here behind me, 755 of them were built during the war, and 21 of them, after the war, they were converted into crop dusters.
Yeah. They weren't very successful in the war. The Zeros carved them up. They weren't.
The Japanese ones.
Yeah, the Zeros. Yeah, they carved them up.
They were no match.
They weren't a match for them. But
Yeah.
after the war, yeah, they made a very good crop dusting plane. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's good talking to the volunteers.
Yeah, quite.
There's a few of them tinkering around. They've got little workbench spaces.
Oh yeah, there's blokes doing stuff everywhere here.
Yeah, fixing things and restoring bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It's good. Wonder what this one is. So this plane here that we're inside is called a Lockheed Orion, and it was built as a weapon to fight submarines. So there was a lot of electronic surveillance going on in this plane to detect undercover locations. And it also served in the Middle East. This was an important plane by the looks of it.
It was, yeah. Had a lot of computer stuff on it.
There's pretty serious stuff going on in this plane, I think. So the depth charges were probably in there,
I'd say so. That's what I reckon anyway.
and then got put in these little
Barrels.
barrel hatches things and let go. It's a pretty good museum, this, isn't it, Steve?
Really interesting. So this plane here is interesting. It's
Yeah.
a plane that they parachuted out of.
Oh, okay.
So you can see up on the top, when you get in there, you'll see on the top there's a cable going along. Obviously they
yeah.
hooked up their parachute release thing there, and then they walked up the back here, those back doors open,
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
and they jump out of the back, and then that automatically opens their chute.
De Havilland Caribou. So this plane here, the Caribou, it served in the war in Vietnam. They did well to get all these planes in here. They were pretty much all on top of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Big ones, little ones.
Yeah.
Very good. This was the site of the Parks Migrant Centre from August 1949 to May 1952. The migrants were housed in reconstructed facilities, occupied previously by the RAAF training school. During World War II, Parkes Airport served as a base for the Royal Australian Air Force. Following the war, it transitioned into a camp for migrants, primarily from Eastern European countries. These migrants were initially placed in receival centres before being assigned to various districts for living and working. Parkes Airport became one of these receival centres and ultimately closed in the early 1950s. Right behind the plane is a farmer ploughing the field. Check out all the dust behind him. That's a real Aussie scene, that is.
Dina is absolutely obsessed with planes. She's in her element.
What are you doing? You want a drink? Well, we've come to the end of this video. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and thank you to all our new subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. That'll help our channel out.
And come along with us next week when we go for a walk around an open cut gold mine and go to one of, if not the best, one of the top 3 donation campsites that we've ever stayed at.
So we'll see you next Saturday for our next adventure.
See ya.